Hi and welcome to another GC Mysteries video, where this time we are delving deep into the disappearance and possible murder of Etan Patz. Etan Patz, the little boy that you can see on your screens now, was born on the 9th of October 1972. Now, the reason why he is still a child in all of the photos is because he disappeared, presumed abducted, on the 25th of May 1979 when he was just 6. Now, he was one of the first missing children in the US to have his photo appear on a milk carton, and at the time of his disappearance he was 3 foot 4 inches tall. So clearly a little boy. How you would get away with that, or speak, say, oh, why have you got this kid, unless you say you've adopted him. But he was an American boy who was 6 when he disappeared, and he disappeared when he was on his way to the school bus stop in the Soho neighborhood of Lower Manhattan in New York. His disappearance helped launch the missing children movement, which included new legislation and new methods for tracking down missing children. However, Etan Patz has never been one of the ones that has been tracked down. Now, he was said to have lived, if I can just find it, he lived from the 9th of October 1972, and according to Wikipedia he only lived to the 25th of May 2001, when he would have been aged 28. Now, I thought that was odd until I read a bit more, and he is now unfortunately presumed dead. Still missing. His remains have never been found, although there is I believe a website in the US where they are all John Does, and you can go to look for someone who you're looking for, who has disappeared from you, or a friend of yours has disappeared. You can go on that website and look to see if your friend or family member is one of the dead John or Jane Does on that website. So anyway, decades after his disappearance, it was determined that Patz had been abducted and murdered the same day that he went missing, which would have been the 25th of May 1979. So he would have been abducted and killed on that day. Now, the case was reopened in 2010 by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and in 2012 the FBI, or Federal Bureau of Investigations, excavated the basement of the alleged crime scene near the Patz residence at the time of his disappearance, but discovered no new evidence. A man by the name of Pedro Hernandez was a named suspect and did confess to Etan Patz abduction and murder. He was charged and indicted later that year on charges of second-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. In 2014, the case went through a series of hearings to determine whether or not Hernandez's statements before he received his Miranda rights were legally admissible at trial. And it seems that they were, because his trial began in January 2015, but it ended with a mistrial of May 2015 when one of the 12 jurors held out. Now, the retrial began on the 19th of October 2016 and it was concluded on February the 14th 2017, and after 9 days of deliberations the jury found Hernandez guilty of murder and kidnapping. He was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison on April the 18th 2017 and will not be eligible for parole for 25 years. Now, even though Pedro Hernandez was found guilty of his kidnap and murder, little Etan Patz's remains have never been found. His body has never been found. So there is someone in prison, I believe, although there was accusations against someone called Jose Ramos, who himself is a convicted child sexual abuser and had actually been a friend of Etan's former babysitters as the primary suspect in 1982. Multiple boys had accused Ramos of trying to lure them into a drain pipe in the area where Ramos was living, and when police searched the drain pipe they found photographs of Ramos and young boys who resembled Etan. Now, the United States Attorney Stuart R. Grabois was deputized as a Deputy State Attorney General in Pennsylvania to help prosecute a case against Ramos for sexually abusing children and to obtain further information about Etan's case. When he was first questioned by Grabois, Ramos stated that on the day when Etan disappeared, he had taken a young boy back to his apartment to rape him. Ramos said that he was 90% sure it was the boy whom he later saw on television. Ramos, though, however, did not use Etan's name. He also claimed he had put the boy on a subway. So it seems there are 2 or 3 quite good suspects, but Etan's body was never found and he was declared legally dead in 2001. Now, Stan and Julie Patz, his mother and father, pursued and won a civil case against Ramos in 2004, and they were awarded a symbolic sum of $2 million, which they have never collected. And Ramos has never been criminally prosecuted for the murder of Etan. Every year on Etan's birthday and the anniversary of his disappearance, Etan Patz sent Ramos a copy of his son's missing child poster, and on the back he typed the same message: "What did you do to my little boy?" Now Ramos has denied that he killed Etan. And as I said, Pedro Hernandez was convicted of murdering Etan. But Ramos has denied that he killed Etan and served a 20-year prison sentence in the state correctional institution in Dallas, Pennsylvania for child molestation. He was released from prison on the 7th of November 2012, but soon after his release he made a mistake, which was violating the Megan's Law, on which he was arrested again. Now, Megan's Law is the name for a federal law and informal name for subsequent state laws in the United States requiring law enforcement authorities to make information available to the public regarding registered sex offenders. I'm not sure who's in the wrong there, whether it's the police, the courts, the prison, or Ramos himself. Now, Stan and Julie Patz had the 2004 judgment against Ramos dismissed after the 2015 trial of Pedro Hernandez, who convinced Stan and Julie Patz that Ramos was not responsible for their son's death. Now, it doesn't say if Ramos has been re-released. That's not anywhere I can find. But even so, I can't stand child molesters and child molesters. I had child molestation in my head from saying it in this video about Ramos, but I can't stand child molesters, and I have a view that I can't say in this video. But if you know me, you probably know already what I think should happen to child molesters. If you don't, I don't really know how to say it in this video without YouTube taking it down. But so Etan Patz has never been found, and I'm sure that his mother and father would like his remains found, and they can lay him to rest in a proper manner. So if you know anything about Etan Patz's murder, or where his remains or body may be, then please get in touch with the New York Police Department. Obviously by going in or calling 911. Thank you for watching this GC Mysteries video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and click the notification bell. If you can, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/GC Mysteries. See us on Facebook and Twitter, GC Mysteries, and bye bye for now.